And we're back with part 19 of What If Naruto Had the Rinnegan. So, last time on the Naruto What If, Orochimaru, dead. Kabuto, soul sucked out, dead, and Naruto gained all his information, hence why Orochimaru is now dead. Yeah, so that's causing a bit of a change in what's going on in the storyline. Now, there's a lot, people have brought up in the comments that there's a lot of things Kabuto know. There's a lot. It's not just about like Orochimaru's operations. He know a certain amount about the Akatsuki. He didn't know everything about the Akatsuki. Let's be clear about that. But he did know about the Akatsuki. We don't know at the time if he knew about Madara or not. If they already had some of the DNA. But if we assume that he did not, he still had plenty of knowledge about like the Edo Tensei, things along those lines, which means Naruto does now. He knew about the interactions between Danzo and Orochimaru, so we know he knew that. Now, I'm going with the idea that someone else saved Karin in this version, because remember it was Sasuke who saved her in the original version. But he wasn't available to save her. I'm going to say right now that there was someone else to save her. So he'll know now that Karin is there, or Karin's at that place. He knows about Jugo. He knows about the origin of the curse mark to some degree. He knows about Kimimaro, Suigetsu. I'm trying to remember everything else. He was a spy for many villages. So yeah, there's a lot that needs to be unpacked here. Now, Naruto, obviously, as I said, has relayed the information about Orochimaru. That's why that team was sent. But also, things that Naruto had basically had to tell Tsunade includes, the issues with, after telling her basically everything that he knew from Kabuto, which was a lot. And, he just kind of sits down, takes a moment, takes a breather while they're in her office, which is basically her office now. And she goes, there's one other thing, too, and it involves someone in the village. I was like, what is it? It's like, do you know of a guy named Danzo? In which Tsunade and Jiraiya are both there, and they have a look on their face like, we do know about him. He's an old. He was a competitor for the seat of the third back in him in the third's younger days. What about him? And it's like, and she explains that this guy had interactions with Orochimaru, and more or less, it's like, well, this okay, we need to make sure that this information is can be backed up. And she basically says, bring in Inoichi. And they go and bring Inoichi in. Now, Inoichi obviously is, his father and far better at what, the Yamanaka do. He's the head of the clan than Ino is. And it's like, Inoichi, I need you to get some information or to verify some information from Naruto's mind as a backup copy for what we may have to implement later on. Know this. You may learn something if you learn something about Naruto that you're not looking for, you let me know right now. And you have to let me know, because if he's not careful, he could have learned about the Rinnegan going into Naruto's head. And there's the issue with the fox. And Inoichi even says, will the fox be a problem? To which Naruto actually says, don't worry, I'll keep him under control. And the fox is like, oh, you'll keep me under control, will you? And to which he just kind of, in his mind, he's just like, he has the eyes up, like, yeah, leave the guy alone while he's in my head. Got it? And the fox is actually impressed. He's like, you've got some nerve, brat. But I'll give you that. I'll have a little. It does give me a little bit of respect for you. Very well then. And so he goes in, and Naruto actually, almost like going like through a filing cabinet, he basically goes and brings up the information needed about Danzo. And sure enough, Inoichi verifies it. They copy it down in a scroll. Basically, kind of like, I think Inoichi could record memories. So basically, they record it, imprint it into a scroll, and they're good to go. And Naruto's like, there's one other thing too. There's another Uzumaki out there. I think her name is Karin. She's in one of Orochimaru's bases. She's playing like some sort of like warden, like for some of his prisoners. We got to go help her. It's like, we will, Naruto. We will. Don't worry, kid. Don't worry. Kid. They're reassuring him. He's just like, And they look at him too. He's just like, he looks so worn down and beat and tired, and it's like, Dry honestly just looks like, how you holding up? It's like, and Naruto, for the first time in a long while, isn't like jovial or anything like that. He almost looks like a weathered veteran. Just looks like, I'm not gonna lie to you and say I'm okay. I had to do it again. I had to take another life, and this time the information I got from him, it's overwhelming. It's like, God, it's I know yeah, I'm gonna have to make choices I don't like as a ninja, but I never like. I hope I don't have to use this technique for a good long while, because everything I'm gaining, the benefits from it, I won't lie. I can't say there aren't benefits to it. Like the benefits ultimately, I know outweigh the downsides, but I mean, it still just feels terrible to take it still. And he activates the chakra scalpel in his hands, like, I guess I'm gonna have to learn how to practice this, aren't I? So and Tsunade's like, I can give you a hand with that. So what are you gonna do? And Jiraiya and Tsunade are just looking at him for a moment. He's just just contemplating, and his eyes bug out to, holy crap! It's like, oh, what? I forgot I had a date with Hinata when I got back. I gotta go by. I think I gave you everything. Okay, I'm just gonna go talk to Sasuke real quick. I haven't even planned it out yet. Oh God! And he just rushes out, and they're both just looking around, like, eh? And they both just kind of like, looks like he's not gonna. It looks like he'll manage. Looks like he'll manage to be okay. It's like, Tsunade's just like, that's because he's got the proper outlets to handle this. He's got friends and loved ones. And then, speaking of outlets, and Tsunade actually pulls out the sake from her desk, and he smiles. He says, "Yeah, sure, it's a little early, but why not? So, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do about Danzo? We can't move against him until we have until we have everything lined up. For now, let's let him be. Have some of the Aburame use their insects to keep a stronger eye on him. It makes sense. Knowing him, the old war will have some sort of contingency plan in case this happened. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna be doing? And she takes a sip and it's like, what are you gonna do about the other Uzumaki? It's like, we're gonna do exactly what we said. I'm gonna go get her. It's like, really? You're when are you gonna leave? And Jiraiya just thinks about it as soon as Naruto's done with his date. It's like, what, seriously? Of course I'm gonna bring him along. Jiraiya has a look on his face of both, sadness, a sad smile, but with some determination. It's like a weird comment, but it's like, I'm his godfather. Yeah, I've barely been there for him. Trusted me to take care of him, and I've done my best, but I can't be in the village enough to make it really worthwhile. If Naruto has some blood relatives out there, I owe it to Minato and Naruto to help him find them. It's the least I can do for both of them. That's what I think it would mean to be a parent. Honestly, is to do whatever you can for the sake of your child. And Tsunade honestly has a look on her face like she's surprised, but she's very happy to see that side of Jiraiya. Like, she knows that side of Jiraiya is there, and it's always nice to to see it come out. It's like, well, look at you big softy. When you softy, who knew you could get so touchy? Oh, he just like, I could get touchy. Oh, if you let me, I could get touchy all day. And she just kind of, oh, what was that for? Okay, I get it. And she's like, but she still has a smile, because ultimately Tsunade, it's implied prior to him leaving to fight Pain, and then the revelation of his death, that Tsunade may have had some deeper feelings for Jiraiya as they had gotten older. But we always known that she always does care about Jiraiya, and at least on a friend level, love him very much. Like, he's one of the only. He was he was her teammate for the longest time, and one of the only constants in her life. So yeah, it's clear she does have a lot of affection for Jiraiya. Ultimately, if only he wasn't just such a damn pervert. But anyway, Naruto is just like rushing. He's like, eventually he meets up at the compound. He runs in, it's like, oh, Hinata, hi. Is it, the Naruto, you're back. And it's like, yeah. And by the way, you may have, in the last chapter, I implied that he met up with Sasuke and Hinata. I'm kind of backtracking, but saying it did happen. This is just how it happened, just so we can get this little bit of slice of life that I think is deserved. So, it's like, yeah, sorry, so, your date. And it's like, oh, yes, I mean, there's no rush or anything like that. No, I promise I'd take you on a date tonight. I'm going to take you on a date tonight. It's like, and she's just kind of beaming. It's like, so, maybe I'll pick you up at your place around, and he just, 7? It's like, 7 would be fine. And he thinks like, crap, it's already 4. I've got 3 hours. Okay, great. It's going to be amazing. It's like, I have to think of something. So he runs into Sasuke. It's like, Sasuke, I need your help. Karin. It's like, what's going on? It's like, where would you take the girl you like on a first date? And Sasuke's just looking at him like, what? And then Naruto's just like, oh yeah, I'm asking the wrong person. I'll figure something out. Oh wait, well, then Sasuke's like, wait, hold on. Look, all right. And he basically tells him of a restaurant to take her to. It's a nicer restaurant. You're not going to do Ichiraku. Well, of course I'm not going to take her to Ichiraku. We're going to do that plenty later on. But I mean, the first date's an important date. Like, Naruto's like, okay, I got to make this good. He's like, okay, take her there. And he's like, does she have a favorite? He's like, she loves cinnamon. Oh, I did. He's like, I'll take her here and I'll pick up her favorite cinnamon rolls for dessert and we'll go and have a nice moment on the Hokage Mountain. To which Sasuke's like, honestly, besides the restaurant thing, besides not knowing the restaurant to take her to, that's actually not a bad idea. Really? Awesome, sweet. Okay, I gotta go change, shower, all that. Naruto runs off. Sasuke's like, oh, God, I never thought I'd see the day. Good for them. And then all of a sudden he hears a voice, hi, Sasuke. And Sasuke turns around and he's like, oh, God. There's Sakura standing in front. He's like, oh, crap. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. In his head. And he says that in his head. Hi, Sakura. What's up? And Sakura's, and he can notice too, it's like, there's something different about her demeanor. She seems a bit more timid, skittish, than she normally is. And just like, and she actually is kind of like, is there something you wanted or needed to ask me? Is it, no, I want you to apologize. Like, what? Well, I mean, I've liked you for so long, and I've been trying my best to impress you just like everyone else. But when Hinata and I fought, she kind of said some things that kind of made me rethink how I've been going about all this, and I guess I realized I never got to really know you at all. So I want, and I really haven't been improving for myself and improving for you, and that's not fair to either of us. So I just want to say that I still really like you, and I would love to maybe go out sometime, but I'm not going to try to improve now for you. I'm going to try to improve for me, because if I'm going to be someone who's worth you, I got to be someone who's worth me. So I promise the next time you see me, or next time Chunin these games come around, I'm going to be a strong, competent kunoichi that you could see, that maybe you could see something with. But no matter what, I'm going to be a strong, confident kunoichi no matter what. You know what I'm trying to basically say. I want to improve not just for you to be with you, but I do want to be with you. I want to improve for my sake as well. So yes, I'm sorry for being a bit as much of a burden fangirly as I have been. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I will see you around. And Sasuke's now like a deer in the head's like, well, the else is like, well, he's a deer in the head's, but he's just like, well, thank you for that, Sakura. That actually means something to me. I appreciate it. To be fair, standard can Sasuke be like, whatever, I don't care. But no, this Sasuke's like, well, thank you. I actually appreciate that. And dude, Sakura starts to walk up. I was like, Sakura, would you like to get something to eat? Maybe get to know each other a little bit. Actually learn something. Actually, if you want to learn something, some things about me, give you an opportunity. So Sakura's like, Beam's like, yes, I would like that. Which Sakura's like, love cookies, anyway, so long story short, because I don't want to focus on a date, I want to actually get more to the actual story beats. But I figured the nice little slice of life stuff is always fun. Naruto eventually picks up Hinata. She's wearing probably a nice dress, lavender. That seems to be the color a lot of people associate with her, and it does seem to be one she wears a lot in terms of her civilian and ninja clothes. She's wearing a nice lavender dress, and Naruto's also wearing some legit dress clothes and all that. It's like, oh, Naruto, you're here. It's like, yes. Yeah, sir, are you ready? Yes, there is just one thing. Father, Naruto's here, and he's ready to take me on, to which Hiashi shows up. And Naruto immediately, even having the Rinnegan, and quite frankly, probably capable of taking this man on, suddenly feels that cold chill run down his spine, like, oh god, father really intent. Now, Hiashi is still not, warmed, is still not, this is my daughter, you can't protect my sweet little... No, he's not like that. But ever since her clearly showing her worth more and more, he's been warming up more and more to his daughter. And even so, even if he had, it's still his daughter, it's still, and a possible future clan heir. So he's still very much like, so you're Naruto. I heard you graduated near the top of your class in the academy. I've also heard you were quite impressive in the tuning exams. Is that right? And he's looking him over, and he's looking over with Byakugan, and when he uses his Byakugan, he does notice there's something about Naruto's eyes. He can't see through the ninjutsu, the ninjutsu, because it's technically a ninjutsu, not a genjutsu, if I'm not mistaken. I think. I can't remember if it's a ninjutsu or a genjutsu. Point being, it's the jutsu that Tsunade uses, and it's what Naruto uses to keep his eyes from being seen by anyone else. From what I'm told, you seem to be a respectable ninja in the village. So, and he just looks down. I will give you this one warning: dishonor her in any way, and you will be answering to me, boy. Naruto's just like, yes, sir. yes, sir. And he just turns his Byakugan off and just looks at Hinata. And for the first time in a while, he actually gives her he doesn't smile her, but he gives her a more passive smile, passive look. He just, enjoy your evening, sweet daughter. It's like, thank you, father. And it's like, let's go. It's like, right, let's go. What's in the basket? Oh, it's just something for later. And she can smell. It's like, is it? And it's like, no, later. It's like, but no. So they go to a nice restaurant. They have dinner. They go up to the Hokage's statues, and they have a nice pet, and he brings out the dessert. He also sends a Shackleton to get him like some milkshakes or something like that to help wash cinnamon roll down, because let's be honest, as delicious as they are, and I love cinnamon rolls personally, you need something to wash that down with. So it's nice, and they're enjoying the night, and they're snuggling, and they eventually share a nice kiss with each other, and it's all smushy and mushy and gushy. Moving on to more important things. We now have Naruto and Jiraiya heading towards the prison where Karin is basically the warden of. And it actually didn't take them very long, because Jiraiya was able to use basically arrange the reverse summoning, and because they knew the location, it was actually very easy for them to do that. So they show up there, and as they're showing up, as they're going through there, they're hearing the screams and all that. They're hearing the people calling and crying, and so where do you think she is? And they turn the corner, and there's Karin standing with Suigetsu, Jungo, and Kimimaro, except Kimimaro doesn't look quite right. Now, we got to backtrack just a little bit here. Kimimaro, last chapter, I said Kimimaro was making an arrangement with Suigetsu. So what was that arrangement? Well, we know that there was Karin's DNA there. We know the white snake former Orochimaru was still there, and Suigetsu's abilities as well. This is how Kabuto was able to turn into that weird snake form. Well, this is similar to what Kimimaro did, except just not as well refined. Suigetsu is not a medical ninja, obviously. Kimimaro is not a medical ninja. However, Kimimaro's been sick for a while, and Kabuto has clearly been doing medical treatments on him for a good long while. Suigetsu has also been experimented on a while, so together they did probably have a knowledge, plus with notes left over, to work something out. To the point where they can even see that Kimimaro does have some what looks to be like blood packets, tubes, if you will, in his body that seem to be being siphoned into him through intravenously. So what happened is he was able to combine some Uzumaki DNA into him, all that. It was unlike Kabuto, though, who was able to do a much more refined mix. It's not very stable. It is causing him a lot of pain, but when he got to Karin, Karin was able to give him a quick look over. By the by, I have to assume Karin does actually know some legit medical ninjutsu. She seems to be a bit more of a medic type, not just a bite, suck out the chakra, she gets an orgasm type, but she probably knows some actual medical ninjutsu of some kind. I would imagine. At least enough to do like a check over. She even says like you at the rate you're going, you're probably gonna you seem to be a bit better, but the rate you're going, you're not gonna be able to last more than a week. It's like a week's more than enough. and and she even says there's two chakras, two huge chakras coming. Holy crap! And there's Kar and there's Naruto and Jiraiya. It's like, well, what do you have here? That and Naruto says that's her. That's Karin. It's like, yeah. It's like they're after me. What the hell do they want with me? And but who are these two? And Naruto was actually looking at him and saying, that one's Suigetsu. He's from the Hazuki clan. He has a bloodline that lets him turn into water. Hydrification technique. Oh, the Hazuki clan. I'm aware of them. The other, and that one, and he looks at him and is like, he's should be dead by now. He had an incurable disease. That's Kimimaro. He is from the Kaguya clan, I think that was the name of his clan. And Naruto immediately actually has his eyes open, just and Rinnegan activated, which causes everyone to pause. Kimimaro does, well, except for Kimimaro, just doesn't care. It's like, so that is how you killed Kabuto. And Kabuto's like, what is with those eyes? And Jungo's just like, this guy looks fun to kill. He has the dead bone pulse Kekkeigen guy. To which Jiraiya's like, I see. And then the other one, and his eyes widens like, he's the origin of the curse mark. What? His name's Jungo. Somehow he's able to absorb natural chakra and to convert it, and that's how Orochimaru was able to create the curse mark. Then Jiraiya's like, that explains how the curse mark's chakra seems so corrupted. It was corrupted natural chakra. It's like, this is not going to be. Karin, I'm here to rescue you. It's like, here to what? Who the hell are you? Oh, I'm probably a long lost cousin of yours. I'm Naruto Uzumaki. Like, you're what? You're an Uzumaki? Please, yeah, sure. You got those weird eyes, but I don't think Karin knows what the Rinnegan. I don't think any of them know what the Rinnegan are. You got those eyes that are weird. I don't never knew an Uzumaki with that. Plus, your hair's blonde. And to which Jiraiya chimes in, yeah, he takes after his dad's side, but trust me, I knew his parents. She was an Uzumaki, and she knows who Jiraiya is. Like, wait, you're a legitimate. And Karin surprisingly is like, you're legitimately an Uzumaki? It's like, well, it matters not. They killed Kabuto, and Orochimaru is dead because of him. And all of a sudden, he's got the bones. Comes like, they will not let Jungo. To which, remember, Kimimaro, and besides Sasuke, was the only one who could keep Jungo in check. Would you like to kill? Would you like to have fun? Would you like to be released? Basically, you want to kill them? It's like you do. I don't really want to. It's like for my sake. It's like, and all of a sudden he feels that it's like, that does sound pretty fun. And he's like, I'm gonna kill you. Yeah, Suigetsu, you'll be with me. He's like, yeah, sure. To which Naruto just looking at him, and just all of a sudden just it's yeah. What the Shinra Tensei? And just goes flying back. And Kimimaro comes in like, you will not get away. I will avenge Kabuto. I will avenge Lord Orochimaru. And all of a sudden he completely so focused on him, he just forgets Jiraiya's like, it's like, Rasengan tries to block, but the Rasengan just grinds into the bones. All of a sudden, the bone turns into snakes. It's like, what the hell? And it's like, I become one with Lord Orochimaru. He's inside of me. I will not be denied my revenge. To which he just, again, starts floating. Just Shinra Tensei. And again, Shinra Tensei. Boom. Suigetsu. It's like, you're on it, and just kind of rushes him. And then Naruto's like, I got this. Lightning style. Lightning threads jutsu. And then just... Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. We're here to help. And Karin's just like, she doesn't know what to do at this point. And it's like, Karin, stop it, Karin, stop him. And, Jungo's just like, I got you now, as Azura Path. Just grabs him with a metal fist, just boom, kicks him, like, on the ground. And now that Naruto knows more about the chakras, like, I think this time I know how to do this. And then all of a sudden goes, Prina Path. And starts draining the chakra, but he does it slowly and carefully, because he knows, it's like, ugh, man, this burns. Even Naruto's like, this doesn't feel good. But I think I can purify it out, and taper it out. And all of a sudden, his fox chakra starts to kick up, saying, that chakra is tainted, right? Stop absorbing. You're going to destroy us both. And just, it's like, I still can't manage it yet. Maybe with Sasuke's curse mark, I might be able to manage it. But his hand is burning pretty much. It's not like turning to stone, because it's corrupted natural chakra. Because it's corrupted. It's almost like his hands on fire. It's like, I'll kill you. I'll kill you. And all of a sudden, Basho Tenin, Rasengan, just launches him back. He's like, you mother. And all of a sudden, Naruto's just kind of holding him up there. Just Basho Tenin, Rasengan Tensei, just boom. He's gotten better control at doing it at the same time, but still just, all of a sudden, as he's using both, he does notice there's like this black orb starting to kind of like form in the middle, because he's using both repelling and attraction together, which I think is what Chibaku Tensei is ultimately doing. And that's why it creates the little orb of gravity. The gravity chakra orb, if you will. And you can see it start to form, and all of a sudden the walls start to, crack and start to be drawn to it. He just drops it, and the orb just dissipates. Like, what the hell was? He's like, what the hell was that? And again, Jungo is basically, going mad. Meanwhile, Kimimaro and Jiraiya are duking it out. And at this point, Kimimara's like, I will not be denied. He goes into his full second state curse seal. But it's but similar to how I'm trying to think of an example of similar to how Tony Stark using the Iron Man suits was killing him faster in Iron Man 2. Same with using the curse mark in higher levels too. It's killing him faster, just like it honestly probably did in the original series. It's just he's got a bit more energy here. It's like not going down that easy, kid. And Toad Mouth trap, and he traps him again in the Toad Mouth. Oh, it's like, Karin, don't move. And it's like, right. And so he gets, he's like, look, if I don't move, will you not kill me, please? Oh, God. Because he's still, like, basically taken out. It's like, sure, I suppose. Can't say much for the other one, though. Look, he's not that bad. He's just got some problems. To which Naruto actually decides to focus on something with, he's thinking on, it's like, there's one thing I can do, but I don't want to do it. But maybe, just maybe, I got you now. The human path. But it's like, Naruto, what are you, hold on. And just all of a sudden, it's like, he's trying to basically, he's not going to take, he's putting him into a state at the moment. It's like, okay, can I, and you can see it's like, it's a personality thing. It's part of who he is, unfortunately. It's like, I can't stop him per se. But all of a sudden, he just puts his soul back in there, and that does throw him for a loop for a bit. It's like, Jiraiya Sensei, do you happen to know the 4-prong seal? And to which Jiraiya's like, or 5-prong seal? It's like, as a matter of fact, I do. And then and they switch up, and now Naruto's like, somebody just and on instinct, Gale Palm Rasengan, just launches a Rasengan right at Kimimaro, just throwing him back as he's still stuck in the Toad Mouth trap. No! Breaking dance! And, the bones start to now rip through the frog's stomach. The frog's stomach does disappear. But now Naruto's like, he's like, you're too lost. I don't know if I could save you. He's like, I do not wish to be saved. The bone, like, genesis from his back. Naruto does get hit bits. I wish to avenge Lord Orochimaru's greatness, and my revenge will not be denied. To which Naruto is finally like, it's like, you're right, I can see that. Well, it's like water style, raging torch. Like, that will not stop me. Water style, and water needle, and they just suddenly pierce him. That will not stop me. Lightning tendril. And it's like, sorry about this. And he has a look that's like, I've had to kill 2 people in the span of last week. I don't like this right now. And I just had a really good date last night that made me forget this crap. And he just electrocutes him while being pierced basically through his entire body with water needles. And basically, Jungo finally, Jiraiya puts Jungo down, sealing off his ability to access his chakra, his natural chakra. Because knowing Sage Mode, he probably could know how to do that. And Jungo's passed out. And so he gets her, just like, oh, God. So yeah, sorry about that. You don't want to fight, do you? Hell, and Sugetsu's like, hell no. He let me out. I was just repaying the favor. That guy was nuts. I have nothing to do. I want nothing to do with Kabuto or Orochimaru. Good. I mean, you're welcome to come back with us, I guess. It's like, well. And Sugetsu's like, well, I mean, are you going to kill me if I don't go? No, you're not really a threat. It's like, hey, I can be a threat. I am totally a threat. It's like, oh, are you? It's like, well, I mean, I'm not that big a threat. It's like, yeah, it's like, it's fine, kid. You want to come back with us is all good. So, and then Naruto and Jiraiya finally turned to Karin, who's just been standing like a deer in the headlights. It's like, yeah, so, I've learned about you, and you're like, I don't think there's many Uzumaki left. We kind of got to stick together. It just, when I found out I had an extended family or something, I couldn't justify leaving you here. I wanted to come by. I wanted to rescue you. So maybe we can like live together. So maybe we can like be a family of some kind. I mean, we don't really know each other very well or anything like that. And then finally Carlin just kind of just grabs like, oh, it's like she actually is breaking into tears because let's be honest, she hasn't had a good life. Like she was nearly killed. She's been like slave to basically Orochimaru and all that. And now she's very much free, knowing Orochimaru's dead and now Kimimaro's dead, Kabuto's dead. There's no one to like hurt her per se. She actually just starts music and she's just kind of crying, just like, thank you. It's like, and Naruto's like, hey, it's okay, cuz it's okay. So yeah, well, all's well that ends well, I suppose. So let's get you back to the village, Naruto. Honestly, we're gonna have a lot to talk about for the next few years. It's like a few years, it's like, yeah, no, because basically the initial plan was to move you take a 3-year training trip to move you around, keep the Akatsuki from keep you moving so we couldn't be found. But so I think we might have to change plans up just a little bit. So that is where we're going to be ending part 18. So Karin, Suigetsu, and Jugo are coming to the Leaf. Kimimaro is dead. Naruto and Hinata had a nice date. Sasuke and Sakura get to know each other, and they're probably going to end them up together. Most likely. I can't really justify anyone else at the moment. This isn't like with him and Tenten, where sometimes there's been stories where there was actually good character interaction with them that allowed them to become a couple. No, this is one of those scenarios where I think it's just pretty obvious they'll end up together. Although Karin being in the mix could pose a problem. Who knows? I was going to address the 3-year training skip, but we're going to address that in part 20. I think that's fair. We're already at 33-minute mark. I went on longer just because I wanted to get this whole story point out. And I know there are other issues that need to be addressed with the whole Naruto information from Kabuto thing. Like the whole Akatsuki. The question is really, what did he know about Akatsuki? Except for the fact that they do know that Sasori of the Red Sand is a member of Akatsuki. That much they do know. And basically, like, if they have ninja of his caliber and they're higher, the Akatsuki are definitely no joke. So yeah, definitely there's more information they gather about Akatsuki, but how much he knew about Akatsuki, like where they are, no, they don't know where the Akatsuki are. I don't believe that. Otherwise, I don't think they do. They might have. Unlikely, but possible. I digress. We'll talk about it more in part 20. So until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll get to review of it at some point. And I just would win Star Wars Superhero Magic. What if anything to do on the channel? Put that in the comments below as well. I'll get that at some point. Hit the bell if you want to be notified. Thanks for watching. I got to pre-record my what if and my Lantern Core video for tomorrow. So later, folks.